Just want to make a quick little video here, maybe help you out a little bit. What I'm working on, it's a 2005 Mercury Grand Marquis, and the window lift motor went bad on it. And the Haynes manual is pretty much worthless. And I've watched some videos on YouTube that explain how to take the whole window regulator out. But I noticed that you could buy just the motor. So I'm figuring, well, the regulator portion of this, the cable part, was just fine. It's the motor that took a shit. So I bought the motor, and I was looking for some instruction on how to just change the motor. Well, the only thing I could find was, like I said, videos on how to take the entire window regulator out. So I figured, well, I'm going to have to do that to get at the motor. To take the regulator out, you have to knock the center out of these rivets right here and drill the rivets out. Drill these two out, these three out right here. You also have to drill this one out and this one out to get this bar off. You have to take these two nuts off, and then you have to let the window down because there's actually two rivets that hold the regulator to the window. You have to let the window all the way down to where through this hole here, or this, and then this hole here, you'd be able to reach those rivets to drill those out to get that all apart, to get that regulator out of here. And I figured then once you got the regulator out, then you can change the motor. Here's the old motor. Obviously the new one looks just the same, but it only works. All right, okay. I was looking at this, figuring out how I was going to do it. I noticed these three screws right here. They sure as hell looked a lot like those three holes. And I said I couldn't find anybody that just changed this motor. They always change the regulator. And with taking this speaker out, you can get right in there. I took these three screws out, and what happened is the housing that's got the driven gear in it that runs the cable is on the outside of this. Okay, this gear here goes inside of it, the driven gear, and what it is the screws go all the way through here, and they go into that housing, and this is sandwiched between the driven gear housing and this bracket that's riveted to the door. So you take these three screws out, this comes right loose, you can pull that right off, put the new one in there, and put your screws back in there. So if it's only the motor that took a shit and the whole cable system is fine, there's no sense going through drilling all that shit out. And then of course you have to put bolts back in. And I said maybe there's videos out there that talk about this, but I didn't see any. So more than likely, I had tested this. It had power to it up and down, but the motor wouldn't even grunt, wouldn't even make any noise. So I knew the motor was bad. It's not like the gear's stripped out and the motor's still working. Obviously if that, obviously you have to change the whole regulator. But if it's just the motor that doesn't work, it said on this 2005, I'm not sure what years this covers, but this 2005 Grand Marquis, it's got these three screws there, and this comes right out. And I got the replacement. It's a Dorman replacement. I got from Rock Auto, and for 25 bucks, and 15-20 minutes worth of work, $25, and the window works again. So for what it's worth, I hope that that saves you a lot of time and effort. If you only have to change the motor, you do not have to take that whole regulator assembly out, drilling out all those rivets and shit. Just take those three screws out and it comes out right through the speaker hole. Just three screws and that comes right out. And take these three screws out, it comes right out, and slip the new one in. And this one came, there's obviously a couple different plug-ins. The new motor came with two different pigtails depending on what end you had on yours. And I just chose the right one and plugged it right in. So I hope this saves you some time and probably some money too. So I just want to do another one of what I learned videos. So next time I run across something I learned that I think is interesting, I'll share it with you.